Who wants to keep running? The side will put him down, but it only takes the Aegis the Immortal. VP.
Naku, lakad mo tatay!
Range, and I feel like Yif has been doing a great job at bullying out.
And we might have our first blood top. GY and Yif combine their stuns together, so just catch Silencer hiding the wings of the tree line there. So
you do get a few more of those Meepo clones, you're able to dish out that range damage.
top lane,
Yif might be in a bit
Yif
of
and
trouble,
GY, yeah. They're gonna put the pressure back on Marb here, showing that they have what it takes to man fight the Tide and Silencer at the moment. So
spawn times are so low that you might be able to just have the rest of InterActive Philippines respawn and join in onto the fight.
oh, Matthew
Going for
mid.
another kill here.
Yeah, they're just surrounding the Lion. Citrus won't have to commit his ultimate for the pesky Lion, but it has given enough time for rotations start to come out as Escort and Yona looking to get involved. Sonic Wave committed. Just give Citrus a little bit of breathing room so he can back up on the high ground. The damage, they're still looking to stick around. Menu ping, 2 points in the Ignite, and Yif, he's just completely right-clicking down the pain clear. So a second kill, make it a double for Yif, and simultaneously, Citrus, he's still sticking around. He's been able to refresh up the resources, and Yona, he's stuck in the middle of it all. Citrus will blink in, secures a triple for Yif. May as well give him the ultra. I mean, the Hoodwink's done so much to start this game, and this is what we saw through.
Terrorblade is the one that's going to be doing a lot of this pushing, so, I mean, VT Faded, he's happy to
Top
just
lane
farm
once
that down
again.
there.
Mob's in trouble, double ultimates dropped, and he's getting no assistance. And this is your Tide, you need to hold TPs for when he gets dived on.
Maybe they're just still respecting the fact that, of course, you've got the Ravage, you've got the Rolling Thunder. It is a lot of
GY, the jump reveals the blink. Quick assassination, 1-2 punches that brings down the Silencer. And Scott's still gonna look to try and find some retribution as he charges up the Rolling Thunder, but there's no assistance, no damage coming out at all. The rest of the team a little bit slow to group up here. GY still is going to push Marv further and further back. So yes, they've gotten their first kill of the game, but the consequence is going to be the huge cooldown in Ravage. And
Sally's about to die.
no, okay. Silence is going to die as well. That's trying to set up for VT Faded at the moment here, Matthew and Escort, but they're taking quite some time, and well, the rest of Ragdoll, the reinforcements are starting to show up. He's got Sunder trying to play around with his strength treads too. The damage finally there. Thanks to the Finger of Death, but once again, I mean, it's such a great cost. I'm expecting the team to hit that 20 stage. Just gives you a little bit of a dopamine hit. There we go. Blindly running up the high ground, but still trying to burst through many ping is not the easiest, but with Rolling Thunder and, like you said, everything committed, they'll if they've been able to scout out Marb underneath the Observer.
Radiant are scanning.
E-Blade as well. And Marb just blinked into the middle. Ravage, Global Silence laid down. The burst needs to be perfect. They'll turn to deal with GY. Citrus in trouble as well as Meepo gets on top of the Queen of Pain. Ensnare duration is long enough to kill the first life, but that is a heavy commitment. I feel like Ragdoll can now turn it back around with a bushwhack, fighting all the Meepo clones, but still, they're looking to stand their ground. They've overwhelmed VT Faded, killing off the Terrorblade, and now Escort flies on over, finds the Queen of Pain, and all of a sudden, one fight and they're back into it. Escort, I mean, he's continuing to chase his Marb as well. I mean, we got a ball game, Danog, a 5-man wipe. And
Going to have that safe potential.
GY again, instant jump on Matthew. We see how different this game can look when the blinks are completed, but Ragdoll, they're actually going to look to stand their ground. Metamorphosis committed here, but the Global Silence might give enough protection for Yona to poof on away, but Citrus, like a homing missile, trying to charge down the weakened Meepo, but he doesn't have the damage to secure the kill. Now back to the triangle. VT Faded's in trouble. It'll get no assistance and no time for the Sunder, as once again InterActive Philippines will wipe Radiant.
All BKBs available. You don't care too much about
It's gonna look to jump up. They're unable to burst through the line, and now around a choke point like this, Escort can bounce back and forth at free will. Yona's got the fob as well. Another death on Citrus. No BKB committed. Now GY in the backline. He still hasn't killed off Chemo. Oh, they're laughing to the grave here as Yona, monster killing streak. They're hunting for more though. Unrelentless second half of this game from InterActive Philippines as they'll chase down the Hoodwink underneath the tier 2 tower. He's gonna make him work for it, but the hex completed. He's still a pesky old squirrel, but the control that can come out at such a rapid rate on the Meepo should be too much for Yip to deal with. An Escort smoked up again. They've got the connection. Nice force stuff away, but the chain control once again is going to be on point. A global silence just to secure the kill as they look to bring down Yif, neutralizing the Hoodwink, and they're not done just yet. Another dive deep under the tower as Jonas Meepo beyond godlike.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Sure recipe. He just bought it and dropped it in base.
Oh, they're going to make an attempt on Mob. Speed doesn't find the connection. They need to break. No way to get rid of this on the top of the Tidehunter without a BKB. Still, Ravage will fly, but again, Yona, he's starting to come through in the party. A little bit late, but they'll blow up the Mars. What more can they get, though? Radiant splitting away from the area. If they can kite it back to their high ground, VT faded. He's got a double damage rune in the arsenal, but they need the control for Escort. Citrus gonna blink straight up on the high ground. They've still got an incredible ward as well, but the buyback mob is looking to get involved. No Ravage, keep in mind, and now a wasted global silence too, but maybe they're happy. They know VT Faded's used a very early BKB, and they can use this to their advantage, but the chain control has to be perfect. They're gonna look to battle up once again though as VT Faded. Satanic Pop standing his ground, but it's not gonna matter. Without the BKB to protect him, he'll turn. Sunder's still out. Somehow Turrblade's not dead just yet. Look at the damage ramping up. They'll still kill off TB, and now InterActive Philippines will turn their attention to the Hoodwink.
Maybe they used it.
Here comes the Siege, GY. He's not going to give them an opportunity to find the setup. Yona's going to try and play around with the dig, but still the Meepos are falling lower and lower, but they haven't killed him off just yet. A heavy commitment, now Marb's gonna jump in. Ravage finds a connection on 3, and now Yona with the respawn can start to control the Mars. They've used a lot here on the first life, and Citrus with the VT faded back alive. It's going to look to pay dividends, but Chemo refreshes for the second use of the global silence, but they've killed off Yona. As VT faded doing it the old-fashioned way with the right clicks. Can they target down Chemo? They can. Keep in mind, he bought out for the refresher.
Because it is.
It is, without a doubt. InterActive Philippines. Smokes up. Yona leading the charge. On top of VT Fader, but Trickster Cloak will give him some opportunity.
Escort again.
Oh my god! What a Rolling Thunder finds all 3 heroes. They've been able to blow up the Ogre Magi and the rest of Ragdoll. They're looking to try and retreat out as best as possible, but yeah, no opportunity once again. Oh, it's all Escort. All these fights set up by the Pango. He's gonna try and jump in before Ragdoll too. They might have to use the global just to secure the kill on the Mars, but look at the live still coming back. It'll give him enough time to drop the arena now off to the outskirts as well. The Terrorblade, he's trying to right-click to his best the possibility, but the E-Blade doesn't give him that chance. And now they're surrounding the Terrorblade. BKB's already been used. No VT faded. Yes, he's got a buyback, but without the Metamorphosis, the damage is going to be lacking, and Mob will look to firmly put them in the grave. The Ravage to secure the team fight. It's 3 down, buybacks lacking along with the heroes. Yona digs back out, fresh health. Oh, there's a DD.
Like an absolute
Oh, you gotta get that. Yona does, but maybe it compromises his own position. It's gonna E-Blade poof away, and menu ping a little bit too late to the party. But again, look at the lack of control. Such an issue right now. G-Wave finds Chemo. Another huge target, getting rid of the silence to Mob too late, but they've got to buy back the global silence. Second Ravage, lay it down, blowing up Terrorblade thanks to the DD, and now Yona is going to look to try and target down menu ping. They'll get rid of the Ogre Magi, but all the team fight ultimates coming in quick succession is enough for InterActive Philippines to turn this fight back in their favor, as they've hunted down the Queen of Pain. Yona and Escort doing God's work. And that's
That's
it.
it.
Man,
That's
what
it.
a comeback. What a comeback. A full 20 kill count, about 8,000 gold deficit, and InterActive Philippines taking it.
It's just, of course, I don't think it was the Meepo that won them that game. It was an insane amount of team fight in the later stages.
Oh, Yif already making his first rotation. Top gets a lucky bash too, just to secure first blood for Menu Ping. And well, now Chemo's gonna mirror the movement top. So now you've left a Phantom Assassin
Bullied away. Like, how do you farm here?
You honestly might just glyph offensively as mid. They're on top of the Lina. Yona gets out to safety. They're still hunting Mob though. GY, look at all the pressure. Hey, Mob's got no assistance. Lion TP'd out. Weaver TP'd out. Mob is... Guys! At a rapid rate, and Dire are already starting to create some stacks. And Menu Ping's also looking for a solo kill on Chemo. Couple of second cooldown with Brain Sapper's gonna cost him the kill as Chemo just scurries out to safety. They found the vision though. If should be able to claim the kill with the charge damage. One more hit afterwards, and this is a level 4 Spirit Breaker, and he's been roaming too. Like, I can't...
Onto them, and then just having those multiple layers of counter initiation coming through as a result of that commitment. So the question is, who is that hero? Because right now, everyone feels pretty damn
He's
squishy.
trying to face check the triangle, but Citrus already revealing a super early blink. They're going to be able to bring down both supports on InterActive Philippines. Or will they? Chemo, quick fingers with the time lapse. He's out to safety for the moment, but Citrus is still hunting. He should have the burst potential. So a little bit cautious. We saw what happened with Escort, but this time it's daytime. To the Night Stalker.
With the use of that Dream Coil.
Down bottom.
The issue is...
Menu Ping, yeah, he's waiting here for quite some time, setting up for a target to just run blindly into the high ground. He's only got GY at the moment, so the damage from the Timber's not enough to spring the trap and kill off the Night Stalker. With the extra reinforcements, InterActive Philippines. And now he won't get that opportunity. This is something that Ragdoll do really well when they're on Dire side and they have an advantage. They always posture, looking to take whatever farm away they can. They've just blown up the line. They're going to look to Yona next, still without the BKB. So once they get on top of the Lina, there's no hope of her being able to reset the positioning as Ragdoll looking to make sure they can clean up this fight with ease. A buyback on Matthew, furthering the deficit and making it just that much more slower of a blink timing.
Just targeting the priority target and looking to put a ton of pressure up onto the top side. They've even got vision on where you're looking to move.
They're looking to
around
turn this back around, you know, along with the Dark Ascension on top of the Terrorblade. Menu Ping is actually going to play aggressively instead of nightmaring the Terrorblade, so they'll lose the life of the core, but once again, it still feels like whenever GY's around, they have to avoid the Timber. But Jonas doing it at a pretty rapid rate at the moment thanks to the movement speed, and GY is falling lower and lower in the resource department as Escort once again locks onto the park. So InterActive Philippines somehow and some way the greatest net worth, but he has items to make stuff happen, and we're gonna see that continue. The blink reveal. Look at trying to clean off the Bane as best as possible. Citrus actually going to jump into the silence, but still, he'll land the coil nonetheless. With the BKB reveal, Yona's going to look to reposition, but runs back into Yif's charge. It can land the Nether Strike. They've also got the answer, the TPing out Lion. So they'll be able to thwart that attempt and find a 3-for-1 trade as Ragdoll, catch up Chemo, time-lapse forces the break of the coil, so a quick and easy kill.
Looks like they're keen on going into this high ground now. I mean, they're going to need to make full use out of this Dark Ascension because it's daytime outside of that. Really liking the builds as well from both Puck and Timbersaw, both into the Yule Scepter, so even if that Night Stalker is able to get in on top of you.
GY is actually going to swing in. So much damage. Level 16 Timber, Citrus as well. Completely wasted. Maybe they can get rid of the first life. Nice use of the Nightmare though. VT Fader turns it back around. The Bane play exceptional once again to keep the first life. They'll bring down Yona on the back line, Marb as well on the outskirts of the team fight, trying to do whatever he can to give themselves some hope to surmount this defense.
Underneath the outpost, so Yona is just in time able to TP out to safety, but they know where Marb is. They know he was farming around that sort of area. Dream Core is going to be used onto him. Oh, going for the instant.
Marb just jumps into it. He's like, all right. I mean, yeah, if Puck's running to me, there's more than likely other heroes. Let me just jump. Why not? There's no way I get away. I mean, let's go, boys. That's the way. You can do it.
They've done it.
Meanwhile, they're gonna lose another hero. GY, so much damage. And these towers are gonna melt as well. You're not only going up against a Terrorblade, but they got Blink online. We saw game one completely turn back around, and when Matthew was able to use this to their advantage, they need to get on top of menu ping. They'll do so with the Sans, but still VT Faded has had long enough of a time to pop the BKB, and they're just gonna dive underneath tier 4 towers as Jonas the target. VT Faded with a helper, Yif can dive Lena with ease simultaneously. The 3 other heroes from Ragdoll will deal with Escort. This is going to give you so much confidence in a series like this. You absolutely demolished the laning stage in the early game in game 1, and now that's exact replication in game 2 as well. It's just been all Ragdoll. I know they lost game 1, but heading into game 3, there has to be a ridiculous amount of confidence for them to take it.
Absolutely. I mean,
happy with the farm they're getting. You also want to pay attention to how Ragdoll can really set up to make some stacks.
Might be dying here.
Yeah, Citrus, he needs to kill the creep to get level 6. Oh, they'll actually find Matthew up top first instead, so it's still Ragdoll. It is still a hero that can farm really fast. I need to put a lot more emphasis on keeping this tower alive.
Well, you're going to have the Meteor Hammer. They have the double damage as well. Even looking to commit with this. Ends up backing up.
Yeah, they'll get the tower. This is huge. I think you've got to be set up to keep it alive, and now GY. Reinforcements are starting to come out a little bit slow at the moment. They'll drop the Senators early, but with the scythe combined with the Sonic Wave, they'll blow up the Dragon Knight, and they'll even VT Faded. Looking to show up to the body as well as they neutralize 2 other heroes. It's the path they want to create across the map here with this Blink.
I think anything that's just going to extend into another tower, right? Like, you've got all the glyphs available.
Yeah, this is a much difficult kill. Now it's going to compromise the Clockwork's positioning in himself. Poor old Chemo. Space Creator, I suppose. Rest InterActive Philippines. Get them whatever they can across the map.
Or tier 2 mid or top. Because Roshan is still a pretty significant...
They know the Doppelganger's on cooldown, so Yif can charge in forward. They need to push him away from the rest of the illusions. The burst needs to be perfect as well, but Yona answers the Fiend's Grip, gives enough time to Mob to get down to the low ground, and now Radiant, they can turn this back to their advantage. They've been able to blow up the Bane. Yif just charges out. No, they'll kill him off. In fact, it's going to be Chemo that claims it with the 1 point in the Rocket Flare, but what an answer.
Either one losing his life for the purpose.
So Matthew doesn't get out of it this time, right? No, surely not. Oh. Thanos is what a millisecond away there, unfortunately. But a way to poach this one off just yet. He's gonna run straight to Escort too, but they've been able to cancel the Meteor Hammer. A lot of damage now negated as they drop the combination. This time, bursting through the outwards of our key component. They found the real Phantom Lancer 2! Menu ping on point with the Fiend's Grip. It's not gonna matter that they cancel it. The AoE damage that they've had is enough to go through the core, and now they can deal with the rest of InterActive Philippines, which is on the enemy side's territory, as it's all Ragdoll throughout this skirmish.
To try and pick off here.
And GY, 2200 health, Essence Ring as well, so he's just posturing aggressive. They'll use the scythe, getting rid of the Clockwork. Simultaneously, VT Fate is going to look to jump as well. They've got the answer for the Fiend's Grip, but Dire can set up on top of Yona. They both trade their BKBs there. Again, we need to see Ragdoll getting more objectives out of these.
Still here.
Converting, and Mob sticking around. Yeah, VT faded. He's cleared through all the illusions. OD's going to look to TP in the middle of it all to provide some assist, since the Astral will give him a time and a half here to get the doppel out, but it's still such a long cooldown. As now Escorts are next on the agenda. He blinks back into the lane, but Ragdoll can just surround the OD. Along with Escort as... Once again, it's InterActive Philippines smoking aggressively, but it's into the Necro. And VT faded on the outskirts. He gets a double stun on all the cores. Look at the cleave. Look at the damage. Ragdoll. Oh, so much strength, all the power. They found 3. They get Weaver as well. GY, they can't use the Scythe on anyone else, so...
It'd need to be like perfect coordination coming through.
I mean, they feel like they cannot give away this control of the map. It would just open up Roshan as VT faded. Well, they've done a good job to be able to kite the start off the Sven. He's not looking to use the BKB early. The chemo cogs as well pushes him back to safety, but it doesn't even matter. If VT faded gets kited, you've got GY and Citrus that are just outputting ridiculous amounts of damage at this stage in the game. And Yona...
about the use of that.
He's a bit disconnected, but he's still got BKB. Turns it back around. It would just crit through the Dragon Eye. It looks like they've had enough. They're on top of Mob now as well. Health's being burnt away. The Nightmare might even just do it as well. Menu ping. Come on, guys, give me the kill. I'm a Bane. I've done so much work for you. 6-1 and 15. The G's are dropped and Ragdoll. They'll be able to take their second series victory, starting off incredibly strong in Division 2.
Yeah.